Hello and happy International Women's Day. Welcome to our International Women's Day celebration event. My name is Bridget Morris and I'm chair of the ITF Women's Committee. This year's global theme is hashtag Accelerate Inclusion, and we felt it was a perfect opportunity to include all ITF committees in our event. We wanted to provide an opportunity to all women members of these ITF committees to present themselves, talk about what their committees are doing, future projects, as well as share their experience and perspective on their role in the committee. We're hoping that it'll empower and encourage more women to apply for committee positions in their national associations or even the club. We have incredible women lined up today from all over the world. I'm in the US. We have Canada, Argentina, Brussels, Paraguay, Scotland, Finland, and even Poland. So there's a big time difference there. We have a lot to talk about, so let's get started. In no specific order, let's start strong with the Business and Marketing Committee. As a member, we have Master Florencia Manifesto.
Thank you, Brigitte, and thank you all the audience here. Hello to everyone. I'm Master Florencia Manifesto, and I'm a member of the ITF Marketing and Business Committee. I'm a practitioner as well and a passionate international umpire with experience in 8 World Championship, including 2 online during the pandemic. For over 15 years, I have been dedicated to training and promoting umpires at the national level. Nowadays, I'm also working closely with the National Association as umpire committee to rank national competitors for the upcoming international events. I hold a degree in architecture, and I'm also I have a master degree in marketing and strategic management. And I also serve as vice president of account management at an international business intelligence company. Beyond my professional roles, I'd like to say that I am a mother of 2 wonderful daughters. I'm married to a supportive partner who encouraged me on any of my goals, so I love them all. And I also have 2 whippet, 2 dogs, so I'm a dog lover as well. Moving to the ITF Marketing as Business Committee, I'd like to share that it focuses on advising on strategic management and operations. Our key objectives, let's say, include expanding the ITF worldwide membership and also developing a sustainable business model for all of our members. We really want to help our members to have a successful business. This is my second term. During my previous one, I was involved in developing a funding and sponsorship strategy. We presented 9 initiatives. Some of them have been already accomplished. A few of them are not for a near future, but very interesting as well. And also, I participate on advising on the ITF Strategy 2020-2023. Currently, we are dedicated to creating initiatives with the objective to empower members to grow their school and organizations. One of our major, let's say, a common initiative in which I am involved is the International Business Development Course, the future IBDC, which we are developing alongside the Development and Communication Committee. It's a course that is designed to enhance the business acumen out of exciting and prospect Taekwondo schools owners. And also we would like to cover areas such as strategic planning, marketing, finance, accountability, human resources, communication, fundraising, etc. So our main goal for this course that I am really involved, I'm personally involved because I like the topic and I think that we can improve and help others a lot, is first of all demonstrating that successful managing a Taekwondo school can align with the philosophy and tenets of Taekwondo. There is a huge discussion on this, but we do believe that the 2 things go along. Also showcasing business models with that practitioners can adapt and implement in their own countries. So to achieve this, we are going to be in contact with different successful school owners and analyze their business approaches and then share those insights to help others redefine their own business model. to collect ideas, to improve whatever they are doing. Another thing that we would like to share in this course is providing a suite of user-friendly resources, let's say, to help the owners of the school to customize their business models and to develop new ventures, for example. Another thing is offering some trainings on key topics like analyzing data, or for example, how to deal with branding, or what is how to deal in a proper way with revenue calculation and planning, financial projections. So the idea is to provide new tools. We are not going to do an MBA, but yes, we are going to provide and share how others are doing things, and those ideas can be applied to our own businesses and our own schools. For me, this is a very exciting project, and we are really actively seeking support and resources to bring it to life. I look forward to contributing to this initiative and make it a meaningful impact to all the ITF community. And today, I also like to share with the audience that being part of the business and marketing committee has been both challenging, but also rewarding me. It has allowed me to contribute to the global Taekwondo community in meaningful ways, develop leadership skills, and also work alongside inspiring individuals, as each of you here in this group, amazing group of women. I would like also to encourage more women to step into leadership roles. They can bring fresh perspective and drive impactful change. So if you are passionate about shaping the future of ITF, please get involved. Your voice and skills are really invaluable. And finally, and to end with, I want to express my gratitude to the Women's Committee for launching this powerful initiative to let us have a voice and let us share with the audience how we are doing and how happy we are of being part of the ITF. Taekwondo is not just about physical training. It's about discipline. It's about growth. It's about inclusion. It's about leadership. So let's continue working together to expand opportunities and strengthen our global community. So thank you very much, and I hope to see much more women participating in ITF in the near future. Thank you, Brigitte. Thank you for all the audience as well.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing that. It's so inspiring. And before I move on, I do want to make a quick correction. I did a mistake. It's not accelerate. Sorry, the hashtag is accelerate action. So we're taking action today in wanting to inspire and empower women. So the next committee is the Technical and Instructor Committee. And as the member, we have Master Virginie Dionisi.
Hello, Brigitte. Hello, everyone. Well, thanks a lot for the invitation. I am very happy to be here, and I will try to share a little bit my experience with you. I just will introduce myself. I am Master Virginia Dionisi, 7th degree. I am originally from Argentina. I practiced Taekwondo during 25 years there, so exactly half of my life. And then I moved to Belgium, and I have lived in Belgium now for 25 years as well. So I had half of my Taekwondo life in the American side or in the American continent and half of my life in the European continent. Why I said that, I will come back later. I started Taekwondo when I was 8 years old. I was a little kid. There were no children, ladies at that moment. I was the first one. There were women, but not ladies of my age. So I was the little princess in my school. I was under the guidance of Saboom Master now, Master Carlos Mendez, and I was always welcome. This is something that I want to highlight. I never felt apart or discriminated because I was a lady. On the contrary, they were all very happy and proud, to have a little lady between all the warriors. So this encouraged me to do a lot of things. because since a very young age, they really helped me, to take leadership, to give lessons. I started to teach at the age of 14 as teacher assistant, of course, as everyone starts. And this really gave me a lot of confidence. It really helped me to be able to try and to dare to do a lot of things in Argentina and abroad, and also in my professional life, not only in Taekwondo. Besides that, I think something that was a very important moment for me was when I tested for 4th degree. I had the chance and the great honor to test for 4th degree with the General Che Hong-hee during an international instructor's course in France. And well, this was a very important moment. A very important moment. After this moment, I never changed my black belt. I always kept using the same belt. I just changed the graduation, but not the belt, because for me, it symbolizes General Che Hong-hee and one of the great memories I have in my life. So now the question is why I joined the technical committee, or why and what are we doing in the technical committee? I think you all know that the technical committee is a very prestigious committee in our federation, where there are a lot of very good instructors for which we have great respect and admiration. Years ago, in 2021, Grandmaster Marano, the chairman of the committee, approached me and he told me that they wanted to include a woman in the future. But there is a long process in the technical committee, not only to include women, to include any member. Yes, there is no difference in terms of gender, it's just that it's a very long process. So normally it takes between 2 or 3 years. So they were looking at that moment, they explained me that there were many candidates, because there are many women that are brilliant in our federation and for which I have great respect. But he explained me that at that moment they needed to have a 7th degree. At that moment there were not many ladies 7th degree. I am talking about the year 2021. Now I am very glad to see that we have many 7, 8 degrees, every time more and more. This is very nice. But at that moment there were not so many. And this was one of the points. They needed a lady that was at least 7th degree, and someone that started working with the committee little by little to get experience, to understand how the committee was working, and to understand all the procedures, how the decisions are taken, because the work is quite interesting but challenging as well. We have a big responsibility. We need to preserve the legacy of the founder of Taekwondo, that is the General Che Hong-hee. So what does it mean? Of course, we teach what the General Che Hong-hee transferred to all of us, but not always we have answers for this. Some answers we can find it in the Encyclopedia of Taekwondo, and this is fine, this is easy. But sometimes there are no clear answers, or there are techniques or explanations that can be subject to different interpretations. So the committee has the very difficult task of interpreting what the General Che Hong-hee want to transfer to us, and also comparing with the opinions of different grandmasters from all continents, because sometimes we can see a lot of differences between continents in their interpretation and in the execution and implementation of techniques. So the main purpose of the committee is to standardize, to spread the message of the General Che Hong-hee and preserving his legacy. What I repeat is not very easy. And at the same time, Taekwondo is evolving as everything. So we need to try to evolve together with the time, and at the same time, taking into account and preserving the values and the teaching experience. So now I asked Grandmaster Marano in 2021 why he approached me. And he told me that what he liked was that I combined the Taekwondo of two continents, the American continent and the European continent, and that I could combine an understanding of the mindset of people, what is quite different. I think this is something very important. He also told me that because I am a lawyer, I had the habit to be in front of big audiences so that I could be able to explain some things or try to put some explanations in an easy way. So now, how I was received by the other members of the committee? Very, very well. I must thank all the grandmasters. I will be honest with all of you, I was shaking. The first day that I I met all of them, I was shaking. It's not easy to be with Grandmaster Marano, Grandmaster Matfeil, Grandmaster Laquer, Grandmaster Jedu, Grandmaster Lang. I have incredible admiration for all of them. And I am the junior member of the team, so they are all helping me. They are all explaining me how they work. I was really very welcome, and I really appreciate that. Now, besides that, they heard my opinions, they asked my opinion. Grandmaster Marano is always encouraging all members of the team to work and participate, to provide new ideas. He's very open to new ideas, to collect feedback from the participants of the International Instructors Course from all around the world. This is also very important, and trying to discuss and to share the different experiences between the whole team. So normally once a year there is a meeting. We have the annual meeting where we have the opportunity to meet in person and to discuss and go through different items that we have. And then, of course, we have the international instructor courses. I think you are all aware. There are seminars and courses all around the world. So I hope you enjoy these seminars. Don't hesitate to send your feedback to approach myself or to approach any of the instructors, because everyone will be happy to share the passion we feel for Taekwondo with all of you.
Thank you so much, Master, for sharing that. And I think that the technical committee has probably been the first committee, technically unofficially, of the ITF, and you being a woman in this committee has been a shift, and has been. I love to hear that it's been welcomed internally very, very well, because I feel that you are playing such an empowering position, because it is such a highlighted committee traveling around the world, and so you are inspiring people from the little girls as well. So thank you, Jaima, for sharing that. As the next committee, we have the Coaches Committee, and as a member, we have Master Brandy Merritt.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm Brandy Merritt, and I'm a 7th degree. I am from Taber, Alberta, Canada, and I started when I was 6 years old. I transitioned from being an athlete to an assistant coach, and then I went to head coach, and I actually have been really active in the CTFI, and I joined multiple committees, maybe even too many committees. So I have a problem with volunteering, which some of us may get involved in, but I like to get back to the CTFI, and then I went and ended up doing the coach development program that was offered in Ireland, and then I was approached about joining the ITF Coaches Committee, and then it went from there. So I wanted to give back to the community again, so I just went to another volunteer position. So I'm relatively new to the Coaches Committee, and they've been quite active in the past, and they've done a lot of things, which is absolutely amazing. So some of the things that they have done is they have worked on the education training, which I was part of, and which is something that we continue to develop, and are working on, and the coaches conference, which are continuing to work on. They developed the coach code of ethics and code of conduct. We continue to work on the social media, which you guys see continuously happening. And we've been working on some projects with the Women's Committee, actually. So we reach out to you guys quite often, and we like to collaborate with you. And that was one of actually my first project that when I joined the committee, they said, would you like to take on the role of doing something with the Women's Committee? So we've been working on a project with you guys on a survey. So we started off with a survey. So we sent that out and just launched the survey. So that's something that we're going to be working on, and we're going to be developing a coaching toolkit that will take a lot of time to develop, but that's something that we'll be seeing in the future. And what we want to just get some information from everybody to help support and empower female coaches. And then we want to just get some insight and help understand challenges and opportunities from everybody. And then from there, we can just build and keep continuing on from there. So I would like to encourage women to bring a unique perspective and strength and leadership. We need more females to step forward and bring opportunities, and just like, you don't have to be an expert in what you're doing necessarily. You just have to step forward, and you just have to bring your opinion and make sure that you just give your opinion and your knowledge of what you know, and we just all need to work together. Everybody, it's all about working together. Like this morning, everybody just worked together, helped everybody out, and everybody is valued, and we are strong together, and we make strong leaders, and we make things happen. Everybody works together well, and on the committees, we work well with everybody. So just make a difference, step forward, and we can make the ITF strong together. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing that. I think it's so powerful because of what you're saying. I think some people are quite intimidated. They see us in these committees doing something on a global level, but like you said, it's not like we need a specific like a doctorate in something, right? It's you have to believe in something and move forward with it. If your heart is in it, then the change is there, and you will be open to a community of people that want the change as well. And I think that that's the first step. And I'm hoping that this here, bringing all of you here, is showing how the community is so welcoming that we want to have more people helping us, specifically women. So with that, thank you so much. The next committee that we have is the Athletes Committee, and the member we have, Master Julia Cross.
Thank you so much for inviting me along, Bridget. It's wonderful to see everybody from all around the world. It's a big honour, actually. So I'm Master Julia Cross, MBE, and the MBE is a member of the British Empire, which is awarded during lockdown from the Queen, who's no longer with us, which was one of the greatest honours I've ever had, apart from being 6 times world champion. And after 39 years in Taekwondo, I think after I retired, things became more relevant into how much women were such a big part of Taekwondo. I was brought up in Taekwondo by Grandmaster Sheena Sutherland, so I always, from a very young age, was taught by a very, very strong female. So I never had an issue, but being one of the only females in the club, it never daunted me because it was always just martial artists. It wasn't male or female. But then when I started competing abroad, I was the only female in the team for many, many years. So you had to have a a thick skin, shall I say, around all the men, but they never treated me any different. And it was always wonderful when I started competing abroad to see all these other female black belts in Vienna 91. And I thought, wow, this is what I want to do. I want to be part of this bigger picture around the world with all these strong females that can compete at the highest levels. And part of the athletes committee, when our chairperson, Master Louis, he asked me on board, and I said, what, do you want a female on the board? He said, no, it's because we want you. It's not about male or female, it's about people that can help promote other people and maybe, yes, to inspire other females to realize that they can do whatever they want to do. And I think I've proven that over the years that it doesn't matter if you don't have females beside you training, you can always learn from male or female. But to be a 6 times world champion as a female, it does empower me, but it doesn't define me. It's part of who I am, and I did it for myself. And when we were competing, I mean, all the board members were all European or world champions, but we didn't have the access when we were competing to maybe go to somebody as a middle ground and say, I have this problem with X, Y, and Z. So we're trying to be the middle people to help athletes reach their potential and not be scared to ask for help, whether it be physical, mental, or just being part of the picture to raise issues that they're maybe too frightened to say to their own governing body, which we've had several already, and we've helped to fix out problems. Like I said, we didn't have that growing up, and I think what we're doing to help athletes reach their full potential without the complications of political status or trying to think of the word. Some people have been denied access for personal reasons, which it shouldn't be allowed. So we've been trying to help all of these people get the status that they deserve to be able to travel, to be able to compete for their country, no matter what the situation is. And I have, in my own school, I now have European and world champions, which I'm delighted with. And I've got female world champions, European champions, male European champions. And it just shows that they respect a female instructor as I respected mine. And you can always grow. And I'm just so proud of my students because I feel I've taught them the way of how to be precise. If they have problems, they come and see me and we can sort it out together. I think the athletes committee, yes, it's still quite new and we're still learning, we're still evolving, and we take feedback all the time. And our chairperson, Master Louis, he's brilliant and he's got a very direct sense of the purpose we want to achieve and how we're going to achieve it. So we talk frequently on Zoom meetings, and it's all going well, and we're moving forward. So thank you so much, and I think that's all I have to say.
Thank you so much for sharing that. And I think that it's important that you're addressing the way that you can differentiate yourself as a person. You know, you can be a coach, as we talked about, but as an athlete as well. I feel like the mental health is also something that is important, and the fact that you're addressing it, I think, is so important. So thank you so much. We'll move on to the next committee. We have the merger committee. Sorry, the merger committee, and we have member Sabum Daniela Morabez.
Hello for everybody. Today I will speak in Spanish, that is my mother tongue. Mi nombre es Daniela Morabez, soy de Argentina, soy tercer dan, mamá y abogada de profesión. Practico taekwondo desde los 10 años y por mucho tiempo fui la mujer de un competidor y lo acompañé en eso. Y tuve la oportunidad, gracias a mi profesión y también gracias a que trabajé algunas veces de traductora para el Comité de Mujeres que me dieron la oportunidad, de poder contactar y saber que se podía formar parte de un comité, de poder presentar el currículum. También actualmente soy parte integrante del Comité de Mujeres de Argentina, de mi país, y colaboro mucho en esto de poder ayudar a mujeres a animarse a marcar su camino dentro del taekwondo y aprovechar que en nuestra línea de Taekwondo-ITF tenemos la oportunidad de ser respetadas y de colaborar y ayudar y ser escuchadas. Venimos de un arte marcial donde generalmente los hombres fueron los que marcaron el camino y poco a poco, gracias al esfuerzo de grandes mujeres, se fueron abriendo las puertas para el resto. El comité de fusión es uno de los más recientes, muchas personas no saben qué es lo que hacemos y cuesta un poco hacer entender. Nuestra línea de ITF tiene los estatutos recientes desde que cambiaron su sede a Suiza y está la meta de que en cada país exista un solo gobierno de taekwondo. Es así que por todo el mundo existen asociaciones nacionales y asociaciones aliadas. Eh, Nuestro presidente, el Gran Master Paul Weiler, incentivó la creación de este comité porque buscaba que estos conflictos, que eran muchas veces históricos y personales, sean resueltos de una manera más humana posible, de que el diálogo existiera y asimismo de que la solución del conflicto de división fuera obtenida a través de las partes, no una decisión del board directivo, sino que fueran las partes que decidieran cómo solucionar esta división, sea fusionándose o sea creando una nueva asociación. Y ahí es donde nosotros trabajamos desde el comité, que es una tarea muy ardua porque hay una historia larga que generó esa división, en proveerles, primeramente, el asesoramiento, nosotros mediamos, tenemos reuniones periódicas constantes y a la vez les brindamos el acercamiento. Son partes que capaz hace años que nos hablaban, entonces el esfuerzo nuestro es poder llevar a dos partes a que puedan volver a hablarse, a poder hablar ciertas cuestiones que capaz son del pasado, pero tienen que saber que el taekwondo se modernizó y que tienen que resolver este conflicto porque para el año 2027 necesitamos que exista una sola asociación nacional en cada país. Asimismo, como comité, les proveemos las herramientas para que ellos trabajen y sean ellos mismos quienes resuelvan su situación y que la decisión esté generada a partir de la voluntad de ambas partes y no de una sola. Yo llegué al comité gracias a mis conocimientos legales, creo que un poco también a mi personalidad, que me gusta colaborar y ayudar, y por eso me gusta mucho destacar y agradecer al Comité de Mujeres la oportunidad que nos brindan para poder hacer conocer a muchas más mujeres y incentivarlas de que tienen la posibilidad de formar parte de un comité, que no importa la edad, que no importa la graduación, sino que lo que importa y se destaca es el aporte que van a brindar a nuestra ITF, ¿sí? Que podemos formar parte, que podemos hacer historia, que nuestras ideas van a ser tomadas en cuenta y por eso mismo quiero agradecerles y aprovechar esta oportunidad para incentivarlas, para que se animen, porque hoy por hoy las mujeres traemos una perspectiva distinta a este taekwondo que generalmente fue de hombres y hoy tenemos todas abiertas las posibilidades de ayudar y colaborar. Así que muchas gracias y espero y ansío que próximamente seamos más mujeres compartiendo los comités. Muchas gracias.
I mean, your committee probably has a very difficult one to get people that don't particularly like each other to work together. So you play a very important role in the establishment of the ITF because technically we all share a passion and we all love Taekwondo. The rest is all details. And so I think that the fact that you are able to bring everybody together, that's a task in itself. So thank you so much for all the hard work.
Thank you.
With that said, we're going to move on to the next committee, which is the Do and Ethics Committee. And we have member Master Juliette Tran.
Thank you. I am Juliette Tran. I started Taekwondo. I was 6 years old. I am now black belt 8th degree. I am member of the Do and Ethics Committee from almost its beginning, almost 20 years now. Some of you know my father is a Grandmaster Tran, so I started Taekwondo even before I really started Taekwondo. It was in the house. But start my first class, I was 6. At that time, there were not that many girls. And I remember that I enjoyed more Taekwondo around blue belt when I had some girlfriends around to train with. So the Do and Ethics Committee has the main purpose is to promote moral development and the ethical behavior. Sometimes this committee is consulted when there are difficult matters, where there's an ethical dilemma, when we know that there are different values, many things to take into account. So the inquiry is sent to the committee, and then our chair, Dr. Gauthier, do gather us together and try to help people see the different points of view, different things that has to be taken into account. Because like many of the situations we all encounter, it's never black and white. There are many things that we have to consider. So this is one goal, but the other one is mainly about teaching the Do. One of our goals is maybe to help people understand what is the Do. It's part of our martial arts. It's part of, we have mentioned, it's not only technical. We aim for technical precision, speed, power, and all. But to get there, it's our character. It's how we have self-discipline, meaning we have self-control, we show perseverance, we have indomitable spirit. So these are things that in the committee we try to highlight how it is involved in Taekwondo, so people realize that it's part of their training, and we want people to become technically good, but more to have these values within them, which can help them in their different involvement that we see so far in this great meeting as we see, but also in our life and the different engagement that we can have in Taekwondo. How I started this, the implication of that, as other people, I was lucky. I was lucky that my father believed in the fact that it's more than just a sport; it's a martial art. And when they started this committee, I was pregnant of my first daughter. I was working with Dr. Janelle Gauthier, so he's a professor. So we did the work. Um, I what I knew is my own training, but then to read that many books about moral culture in Asia, but how we build character for children, how we teach values for adults. So this was very rewarding for me, very rewarding as a person, but also as a mother, as an instructor, as an athlete. So all the different roles that I had in my life. So this is why I am involved in this committee. Today we are March 8th, so it's a celebration of women. I find that to watch this video, to see there are women involved in this committee, it's a great way of seeing the steps of Taekwondo, because it's been 75 years. There were not that many women as involved when General Choi started this. So I think we need to celebrate that today. And there are other steps that we have to continue, because if we look, we have in our committee 1 or sometimes 0, sometimes 2 women in the committee, but worldwide there are as many women as men in this world. So there's a place for women who like to be involved and who want to share this work. So this opportunity, I think it's nice because it's visible that it's possible. Let's take a strange maybe image. Most in the world, if a man who wants to stay home, taking care of the 4 children that he has while his wife is working, it's not that common. But if there are no men who do see this image, sometimes a person will say, well, is it possible? What people will think about? So if we don't see it, it's difficult to dream it. So if we do see world champion, it was we just heard before there was someone at the championship. I saw that was possible. Why can't I? We don't have to do it, but if we know it's a possibility there, it's much easier for women, for girls to aim for that. So to continue to make women visible, I think it's very important. For women who are interested in working in different fields, well, do as everyone, say, do your training, try to learn about this, and maybe go see a member of this committee to learn what they are doing, and then to bring your application for that. But even if it's not the ITF committee, to go see people, to go look for a mentor, I think it is important, because people will know that you're interested, that you're willing to work for that, and we need to be several of us, men and women, to be able to bring change and to have a growth for people around us in Taekwondo. And maybe one last thing is there are people who do have influence here that I see on the screen, but everywhere in the world, as instructors, as board members, as a person who's a member of a committee. So if we do see people who have potential, I think it's important for us to go see them. We have heard people where we knock at their door and say, we're interested in having you in this committee. I think we have the responsibility of doing the same too, that if we do see people who have potential, especially women, let's go support them. Maybe one last thing that I would like to share. Someone has mentioned about a fourth degree examination. I have the same memory. It was in Quebec that it was the international seminar when General Choi came, and I did the testing with him. That night, I had the privilege. He came to my father's house for dinner, and he congratulated me on the testing. But there's one thing that I still remember, is he told me that it's important that ITF has more women leader. So let's keep on going. Thank you.
Wow, that's a very powerful way of finishing that. Thank you so much. I think that there's an impact that's going to leave, and I feel as though the upbringing that you've had with your father, you have a unique perspective on bringing the do to the Taekwondo, where we know Taekwondo as being very physical, and I think the do is kind of like the bow on the present, and it just ties everything very well. So thank you so much for sharing that. The next committee we have is the IT committee, and we have member Sabom Isabella Ostrowska.
Hello, everyone. I would like to thank ITF Women's Committee for the opportunity to be part of this meeting, which is such inspiring woman. My name is Izabela Ostrowska. I'm from Poland, and I work in the ITF office where I handle ITF database matters. I prepare all certificates and orders of our members. I'm also assisting with ITF courses, championships, and preparation of all necessary reports for our committees and ITF board members that can be created with help of our system. I am first group in Taekwondo, but this martial art was always a big part of my life. I am also a member of IT committee. The committee I am part of is quite unique in that, as you can see on the ITF website, only 2 permanent members are officially listed, Grandmaster Hanne Vones and Grandmaster Alberto Katz. But this team is much bigger. The other members are invited to collaborate in specific tournaments, depending on demand, accessibility, and individual expertise. This approach allows us to assemble the perfect team for each event, ensuring the highest level of service. The IT committee works closely with the Umpire Committee and Tournament Committee, as our primary goal is to ensure the smooth organization of major events such as World Taekwondo Championships and World Taekwondo Cup. However, our support is not limited to this. We also assist with Continental Federation tournaments. For example, soon we are going to Bosnia and Herzegovina to provide service for the European Taekwondo Championships. You may remember that before ITF Congress decided that all international tournaments organized by ITF will be managed by using the sport data system, competitions were previously handled by Mr. Dariusz Jaman, the creator of the Promise software. At that time, I was part of his team, since it was a Polish-developed system. When we learned about the decision to switch to sport data, we implemented it in Poland, and I became responsible for its administration and operation in my country. Thanks to the experience I gained over the years, Grandmaster Harry Vones invited me to collaborate with the IT committee, and that is how I became a member of this committee. Our committee's work begins long before the tournament itself, starting with early discussion with the organizer and approval of the general information. Grandmaster Harry prepares the registration system on sport data and monitors tournament entries with my support in verifying data in ITF database when necessary. After that, we proceed with draws, schedules preparation, and ITF budgets for competitors, umpires, supporters, coaches, and VIPs. We also create certificates and diplomas templates needed for the competition. Once on site at the competition, our team handles registration, weigh-in, and full tournament operations. Now a little bit what I do in the committee. After the weigh-in is completed, I prepare all drafts for the ring consoles and generate the necessary documents required for the TOEIC committee to efficiently manage the competition. Once the competition begins, I am responsible to verifying team lists with the coaches. Then I update them in the sport data system and ensure accuracy. After each category, I prepare winner diplomas and coordinate the awarding ceremony to ensure smooth and organized presentation of medals and trophies. If requested by the event organizer, I also print certificates of participation for everybody. Additionally, I work closely with the umpires, providing them with any materials they need, such as draw copies, official documents, equipment approval forms, or even something as simple as borrowing a stapler. Since my station is usually next to the large printer, referees know I am go-to person for their printing needs. The IT committee is constantly working to enhance tournament operations. For example, at the last World Cup, Grandmaster Katz, in collaboration with ITF Development and Communication Committee, introduced a chatbot filled with essential competition information. Months before the event, this chatbot was updated with answers to frequently asked questions. Competitors and officials could instantly access key details about schedule changes, venue locations, and event times simply by using WhatsApp on their mobile phones. Another recent improvement was the automation of barcode scanners at weigh-ins. We significantly speed up the process. Grandmaster Harry Vones is always thinking of small optimizations that have a major impact of event efficiency. Thanks to his effort, event organizers no longer need to hire external companies for live streaming, as IT committee now provides high-quality streaming service. The best part of IT committee is that each of us know our responsibilities and we operate like well-oiled machine. We are always the first to enter the competition hall and the last to leave. My experience in the IT committee has allowed me to develop a deep understanding of the technical and logistical aspects of managing international taekwondo competitions. Over the years, I have gained extensive knowledge in tournament preparation, system administration, and on-site event management, and I learn more with every event. Through my experience in IT committee, I have developed strong problem-solving skills, attention to details, and the ability to work under pressure. Each tournament presents new challenges, but I believe we handle them well as a team. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing that. If I may say, you're like the glue to the ITF. You keep us as a whole organization together. She does so much work in the background, and it's kind of like the silent work that I think I want to call it. They're, printing certificates, the logistics and doing all of that. It takes it takes a lot of work. And so thank you so much for that. And thank you for sharing the insight. I'll move on to the next committee. So we have the Inclusion Committee, and as chair, we have Sabam Annabel Vicario.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Buenas tardes. Para mí realmente es un honor poder estar acá hoy con todas ustedes compartiendo este momento tan importante, con mujeres tan fuertes, con mujeres que forman parte hoy de la ITF y que marcan una diferencia a nivel mundial. Mi nombre es Anabel Vicario, estoy dentro del comité de inclusión. Comencé taekwondo cuando tenía 6 años, creo que es un común denominador en la mayoría de las mujeres que estamos hoy aquí. Empezamos más o menos entre los 5 y los 6 años de edad. Ya hace 43 años que hago taekwondo, que forma parte de mi vida, que forma parte de mi familia. Algunas de ustedes conocen a mis hermanas, Marisol Vicario, que forma parte del comité de Kids, Pamela Vicario. Tengo mi hija que es primer dan también, Florencia, tengo mi sobrina que es primer dan también, Morena. Bueno, viene de familia el amor hacia esta hermosa arte marcial que nos dio a nosotras esta gran oportunidad de hoy como adultas poder aportar al taekwondo internacional nuestro conocimiento, en mi caso, tiene que ver con personas con discapacidad. Hace unos años, gracias al maestro Leonardo Oros, y al maestro Fabián Izquierdo, quien nos contactó y nos pusimos a trabajar en este gran proyecto que teníamos en ese momento de empezar este comité, de empezar a capacitar a instructores de todo el mundo para que se animen a trabajar con personas con discapacidad. Yo hace aproximadamente 15 años que trabajo en diferentes áreas que tienen que ver con personas con discapacidad. Y en su momento me planteé como instructora la posibilidad de incluir a chicos en mi clase convencional. Para eso empecé a capacitarme ya hace muchos años, empecé a estudiar porque lo más importante es entender qué es la discapacidad, entender cómo se tiene que trabajar con los chicos, entender que hay que enseñar de una forma distinta, hay que acomodarse a los desafíos de cada uno de nuestros alumnos, saber de qué se trata. Y esa fue ya hace 15 años mi proyecto y a lo que me dediqué y me aboqué para poder realmente inculcar a todos los instructores estas ganas, esta pasión que yo tengo cuando le enseño a mis alumnos. Actualmente tengo 3 escuelas. Una de mis escuelas es únicamente para personas con discapacidad. Trabajo generalmente, la mayoría de mis alumnos son de la primera infancia. Mi segunda escuela trabajo con adolescentes y adultos. Esa escuela la tengo ya casi hace 12 años, así que tengo alumnos que son cinturones azules, rojos, que vienen trabajando conmigo hace muchos años. Y tengo mi escuela convencional, en donde trabajo la inclusión. Preparo a mis alumnos en un trabajo 1 a 1 durante un tiempo determinado. Trabajo en forma interdisciplinaria con todas las terapistas, maestras, voy a las escuelas, tengo reuniones de equipo, en donde vamos evaluando la posibilidad de que el niño o niña pueda ser incluido en una clase convencional. Se trabaja en conjunto para que no sea traumático, para que sea algo que fluya naturalmente en el niño, siempre acompañado de la familia, de todo el equipo terapéutico y por supuesto acompañado de mi persona, en donde trato yo de que sea lo más fluido posible y que cada vez tenga más chicos incluidos en mi clase convencional. Esa es la idea. La idea es de que cada vez veamos más personas con discapacidad en clases convencionales y que los instructores tengan la capacidad de poderlos incluir sabiendo de qué se trata la discapacidad, de que sus compañeros lo vean como un par, de que lo incluyan, lo acompañen en el proceso de adaptación que la persona necesita para formar parte de nuestra clase. Cuando hablamos de taekwondo adaptado, estamos hablando, la palabra lo dice, adaptado, tenemos que adaptar el contenido de nuestra clase, el material con el que trabajamos, para que los desafíos de nuestros alumnos puedan realmente ser alcanzados, puedan sentirse parte de nuestra clase. Yo creo que para mí lo más importante es brindarle un espacio en donde ellos lo sientan propio, en donde ellos lleguen a la clase con una sonrisa y se vayan con una sonrisa, en donde se hayan sentido acompañados, en donde se hayan sentido entendidos y aceptados, como cualquier otro, como cualquier otra persona que entrene taekwondo. Lo primero que hicimos nosotros fue trabajar en un libro que muchos de ustedes conocen, el libro de Taekwondo adaptado, en donde, bueno, tratamos de darles tips a los instructores con algo muy básico, no es algo muy profundo, pero sí lo fundamental que deben saber para empezar a trabajar con personas con discapacidad. Hoy en el comité estamos ya planificando el segundo libro, en donde vamos a ser un poco más profundos y específicos en cada una de las patologías, para que el instructor tenga muchas más herramientas para poder incluir a los chicos en las clases o trabajar uno a uno. En muchos casos, de acuerdo a los desafíos que tengan los chicos, es necesario sí o sí tener primero un acercamiento uno a uno, instructor-alumno, por un periodo de tiempo, para después recién empezar a trabajar la inclusión. Bueno, una de las cosas que se está trabajando en este momento es en empezar a trabajar en este libro nuevo, y también el año pasado en la Copa del Mundo tuvimos por primera vez en la historia de la ITF, de nuestra ITF, la participación de competidores, de atletas con discapacidad en un área específica para ellos, con lo que primeramente se trabajó con el gran maestro Ben Saken en armar el reglamento. Se capacitó a jueces y árbitros del comité de umpire, junto con el comité de umpire, para que ellos pudieran trabajar en el área adaptado. Hoy la ITF cuenta con mujeres y hombres capacitados para poder trabajar en un área donde participan y compiten personas con discapacidad, cualquier sea la discapacidad. Pueden competir en competencias nacionales e internacionales con un reglamento oficial y con jueces y árbitros que están capacitados para poder hacer que el área se desarrolle absolutamente de forma normal, como en cualquier otra competición. Para mí, a nivel personal, eso es un gran logro dentro del comité y dentro de la ITF, empezar a trabajar para que cada vez haya más personas participando en los diferentes eventos que tiene la ITF, de cualquier, como cualquiera de nosotros, en las mismas condiciones. Para mí eso es fundamental, estar trabajando por la inclusión, estar trabajando para que cada vez más instructores se animen y pierdan el miedo a empezar a trabajar con personas con discapacidad. Es lo más hermoso que puede haber en esta tierra. Yo soy una apasionada de mi trabajo, yo amo mi trabajo. A mí me llena mucho de amor mis alumnos. Es un trabajo, no voy a mentir, de un gran desgaste físico y emocional, porque muchas veces debemos acompañar a nuestros alumnos en procesos de crisis, acompañarlos en procesos de frustración, y eso demanda realmente de nuestra parte una gran carga emocional que nosotros también debemos trabajar. Eh, pero bueno, al fin del día, después que yo llego de muchas horas de estar con los chicos, generalmente cuando estoy con mi escuela TEA, empiezo a las 13 horas y termino a las 21 horas, estando 30 minutos con cada uno de mis alumnos. Tengo alumnos de 4 años hasta los 12 años. Llego a mi casa realmente agotada emocionalmente, pero absolutamente feliz, absolutamente llena de amor, absolutamente convencida de que el trabajo que se está realizando desde el comité y desde la ITF es lo que el día de mañana va a marcar un antes y un después para las posibilidades de todos estos chicos, adolescentes y adultos. Y la verdad que eso a mí me pone muy contenta. Creo que estamos por un buen camino, hay mucho para trabajar, estamos recién comenzando en este largo camino para adaptar todo lo que tenga que ver con discapacidad a lo que es la ITF. Así que bueno, agradecida con el gran maestro Portweiler, que siempre apoyó nuestro trabajo, y agradecida con todos los que siempre colaboran con mi comité. Así que muchísimas gracias a todas ustedes y espero que volvamos a estar muy pronto juntas. Gracias.
Thank you so much for sharing that. And, as instructors, we have the power to influence people, but if our message in the teaching is not received by the student, then it's not really, it kind of just stops there. And I think that this committee has the capacity of expanding the range of people that can do Taekwondo by just modifying a couple of things. And as instructors, if we can teach ourselves to speak the language that the student can understand, I think that that's how we're going to expand. So a lot of work, and I look forward to the new book. Thank you so much for sharing. With that, we're going to move to the next committee, which is the Harmony Committee. Now, we're lucky. We have two members today. The first one is Sabam Tarija Korhohen and also Sabam Cynthia Bordon.
Buenas tardes para todas, buenas tardes, gente linda. Muchas gracias primeramente por el espacio. Como dice acá Brigitte, estamos dos mujeres en el comité de Harmony. Eso habla bien de lo que es nuestro Taekwondo-ITF, que nos está abriendo puertas a las mujeres que somos capaces de estar, y en esta posibilidad el máster Gastón Caseros también confió en nuestra labor y nos propuso a ambas estar el día de hoy aquí en esta maravillosa reunión entre mujeres empoderadas y cada una en su labor. Genial, estoy escuchando. Me presento, soy la Sabonín Cintia Bordón del Comité de Harmony del país, específicamente Paraguay. Entonces también tengo algunas cosas en común con la Sabonín Vicario. Mi familia es una familia de taekwondistas. Una vez ganamos un premio internacional de la ITF hace muchos años atrás, en la época justamente de Tran Trien Quan. Él vino a hacer un curso aquí en Paraguay y quedó muy asombrado que toda la familia practicábamos taekwondo y todos éramos cinturones negros, papá, mamá y 5 hijos. Y los 5 hijos cinturones negros y mi padre, que es el director, el profesor Bordón, más mi madre, que le conocen también el Comité de Mujeres aquí de la FETRE de Paraguay, y nosotros los 5 hijos. Entonces hubo un concurso de la familia más numerosa practicando taekwondo en el mundo y ganamos nosotros. Y tuvimos unos premios, en ese momento para nosotros eran los top 10 de manos y pies para toda la familia, para los 7 integrantes de la familia. Y eso marcó nuestras vidas y a mí me motivó aún más también para seguir haciendo esto, que yo lo hago de manera apasionada. Ya me han de escuchar como yo soy muy pasional, pero no es para menos, amo lo que hago. Soy madre, estoy casada, soy madre de 4 hermosos niños, y también aquí, ya que esto va a ser después emitido y que todas las mujeres nos van a estar escuchando, que no es impedimento el ser mamá y también ser instructora de taekwondo, también estar en el rol de esposa, inclusive dentro de cada una sus profesiones, que cada una, escuché, también tiene una profesión a la par de ser instructora internacional de taekwondo, de estar dentro de un comité trabajando a full, y para sumarle todo, también ser madre de familia. Y eso habla muy bien de todas las mujeres que estamos haciendo esto del taekwondo. Y en esta oportunidad Estoy trabajando en el comité de Harmony, que también me encanta dejarle un mensaje hoy a todas las mujeres que nos están escuchando el día de hoy, que nunca es tarde para empezar a entrenar. De por ahí no tuviste la posibilidad de iniciar de niñas, como siempre se escucha, que se inicia a los 5, a los 6 años, qué sé yo, de mamá, ahora quieres aprovechar que tus hijos ya están grandes. Bien, ahora es la oportunidad de entrenar. Y eso es lo que te decimos aquí desde el comité de Harmony, que nunca es tarde para iniciar a entrenar y hacer algo tan lindo que es este arte marcial denominado Taekwondo. Entonces, Harmony, nuestra esencia, nuestro mensaje es nunca es tarde. Hoy quieres iniciar, pues hoy es el mejor día que podés iniciar, porque el Taekwondo es eso, un día o toda mi vida, decía nuestro fundador del taekwondo, que es el general Choi Hong-ki, y aquí lo vemos plasmado, que sí es cierto, puedes iniciar a la edad que quieras y nunca es tarde, porque la edad más bien que cronológica y fisiológica es psicológico. Entonces, si vos te sentís capaz de estar y estás re lleno de vitalidad, desde el comité de Harmony, perdón, te decimos que no es tarde, hoy puedes iniciar y puedes ser el mejor, tenga la edad que tengas. Entonces, ese es mi mensajito. Muchas gracias por el espacio, Brigitte, que es un amor de persona. Tengo la dicha de conocerla también como persona y es maravillosa, al igual que tengo aquí también la dicha de conocerla a muchas de las maestras que están aquí también, que como todas unas maestras son humildes de persona y eso habla muy bien también de nosotras las mujeres, que en vez de hacernos la competencia, unidas estamos mucho más poderosas y hacemos un taekwondo más fuerte. Muchas gracias, chicas lindas, por el espacio. Le dejo a mi compañera Tarja.
Thank you, Cynthia. We have the privilege in the committee to have people from different sides of the world. So myself, I come from Finland, which is exactly the opposite part to Paraguay. And also, if I may say, I think I bring also a different capacity to the committee, not only because of the background in Finland, but also my professional background is more in the international business development. So my goal is to really to accelerate bringing the Taekwondo to different groups of people. In this case, the older people. I'm 60 myself. I'm the president of ITF Finland and president in my club. And what I see is that when it comes to taking leadership roles and responsibility, more and more it is on the ladies. Somehow I see that the ladies are stepping up in big time in all areas of life. At least in my country, I see that soon we don't have a women's committee in Finland because basically from that participation point of view and the roles, it's not such a key topic. But back to the harmony. So we have different societies. We have countries with a huge number of people in the old age who are concerned, who have basically very maybe 30 years of retirement, which they want to spend in a meaningful way in good health, to have friends. Maybe there's a lot of people who feel isolated in their homes when their partners pass away. Also, the society has less and less resources to support the people financially or to provide them activities. So what we really should do is to provide a tool of Taekwondo to lead a happy life, to bring joy, mental health, physical health, and opportunities to be useful in the society. And this, I think, yeah, for me has been a huge experience to see how different countries are in that aspect. And what I'm super excited to listen to you ladies from other committees, because I see that we have a lot of benefit if we cooperate between committees to create the business idea. I call it business idea, but basically uniform message which we can give in to the countries, member countries, and the clubs to market, to help people to cross that line to actually enter into activity like Taekwondo, to make it visible that yes, it is for me also. I can start it. It's good for me. When I know that in everywhere people are afraid, they think it's dangerous. It's for the young and fit, but that's not the case. It's for everyone. So this is what we try to achieve. And please, let's try to be in contact to develop ideas together. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing that. And I think it offers a great perspective on a different age group. And we all know the incredible benefits of physical activity, but mental activity as well, remembering patterns. But it's more than that, as you've explained. It's kind of like creating another opportunity to, engage with people. And so I think that I guess the word is adapting the Taekwondo to a different age group will basically allow the more people to do Taekwondo. So thank you so much for sharing that. With that, we'll move to the next committee, which is the National Committee. And again, we are blessed to have two members today. So we have Sabam Soledad Serrano and Sabam Patricia Gray.
Bueno, hola a todos, soy Soledad Serrano, de Argentina, y formo parte del Comité de Asociaciones Nacionales. Nuestra función principal es velar para que todas las asociaciones nacionales estén reguladas por las normas del ITF y que haya una única asociación nacional que represente a cada asociación individual o escuela igualada, como explicaba Daniela Moraves recién. Tuve la fortuna de haber sido convocada por teléfono, la verdad, no apliqué para pertenecer, así que me honra por demás trabajar en este comité y que conozcan mi trayectoria sin tener que enumerar mis conocimientos. Siempre estoy, de todas maneras, ayudando en los comités. He ayudado en el Comité de la Mujer, en el Comité de Kids, de Harmony, en el de Atletas, y es importantísimo esto, porque no hace falta ser miembro para aportar o difundir actividades. Así que invito a todas a que estén atentas a las actividades, pertenezcan o no a estos organismos. Para los que no me conocen, soy 5 veces campeona mundial, 4 veces campeona panamericana, 10 veces campeona nacional, pero mi logro más importante es el actual. Es conducir una escuela de más de 500 alumnos, y para eso tengo que ser un poco empresaria. Tengo que saber qué leyes regulan mi actividad en lo nacional y en lo internacional y tramitar certificaciones válidas. Tengo que tener una estructura para que toda la academia funcione, tanto en mi presencia como en mi ausencia, y tengo que aprender a delegar. Y cuando empezamos Taekwondo, pensamos que se trata de puños y patadas. Si tenemos suerte, damos con algún instructor que nos habla de espíritu o de autocontrol, pero vamos aprendiendo después, a través de los años, sobre la marcha, que lo más importante es lo no físico, ¿no? El ser personas íntegras, el conectarnos con nuestros deseos, el ser personas controladas, el transmitir esto. Y lo más importante y lo más difícil es predicar con el ejemplo. Entonces, de repente, dar clases no solo se trata o no solo se logra teniendo títulos y siendo empresario, sino que además hay que aprender de anatomía, hay que aprender de neurodesarrollo, hay que aprender de habilidades físicas y destrezas o de déficit o de discapacidades, de estimulación temprana y todo eso. Pero para mí lo más difícil de dar clases es hablar con los padres. Hoy agradecí a la mañana que nos hayan convocado con el doboc puesto, porque esto nos da seguridad a todas nosotras, al menos para hablar. Entonces, también hay que saber un poco de oratoria. Y les quería contar un poquitito mi historia desde antes de la soledad competidora. Yo soy la única nena en 3 hermanos, de los cuales 2 son varones, y yo soy la única mujer. Y también soy la única mujer en 20 primos, por lo cual era natural en las reuniones familiares jugar a la lucha, a los superhéroes, al fútbol, y repito, era natural. Nadie me decía que no podía o no debía hacer eso. Y cuando pisé por primera vez un tatami, la primera vez que fui a una clase de taekwondo, tampoco me asombró ser la única mujer. Y lo mismo siguió sucediendo cuando iba a las competencias chicas. O no había mujeres o eran minoría. Y todavía no sé qué me hizo ganar tantos premios. El hecho de entrenar siempre con varones, que son por supuesto más fuertes, más rápidos, o que nadie me había dicho que no podía. Nadie me había dicho que eso no lo debía hacer o que no era para mujeres. Y qué importante es esto, ¿no? Porque uno se enfoca solo en entrenar y competir. No se enfoca en la lucha para convencer a los demás de que una puede estar ahí. Y acá planteo algo similar a lo del huevo y la gallina. ¿Qué fue primero, no? Si no tenemos mucha representación porque somos minoría, o somos minoría porque una desde los inicios ve que no hay mujeres en los cargos más altos, o que nunca el micrófono para los discursos en actos importantes es agarrado por mujeres, o porque nunca se para todo un estadio a saludar taekwondo a una mujer que entra escoltadas por otras mujeres. Bueno, tema aparte es el uso de pantalón y corbata en vez de panuelo y pollera, que no deberíamos encasillarnos en ninguna de las dos, simplemente tener la libertad de elegir con cuál nos sentimos más cómodas. Y de repente para eso también nos tenemos que convertir un poquito en vestuaristas o diseñadoras, porque no está hecho. Permítanme hacer un paréntesis acá y contarles que yo también, aparte de enseñar de forma y lucha, he dado seminarios de meditación marcial en los que enseño a visualizar y a enfocarnos con nuestros objetivos y siempre a través de frases positivas o visualizaciones llegar a lo que queremos. Y siempre sentí que esto era lo que yo quería, enseñarle al otro que se podía, no enseñarles puños y patadas, pero se ve que primero tuve que ser campeona mundial para ser conocida y después inspirar a los demás. Y resulta que entonces también tenemos que convertirnos en mujeres inspiradoras. Así que bueno, invito a todas las mujeres a animarse, a aportar, a pertenecer a algún comité, a ocupar roles, ocupar cargos, porque a veces solo criticamos y también tenemos que entender que la lucha es desde adentro. Y tener o como dijo Brandy Merritt, no hace falta ser experta en el tema del que trata el comité, sino tener una realidad distinta, vivir en un continente distinto y transmitir otra idiosincrasia para llevar a cabo las funciones de ese comité. A pesar de que para mí fue fácil, sabemos que hay una lucha por la cuestión de género y esta lucha no fue en vano. Como dicen, lo que no te mata te fortalece. Entonces, en esta lucha, yo creo que todas aprendimos a ser un poco empresaria, a saber de oratoria, a saber de neurodesarrollo y anatomía, a saber de vestuario y diseño y a ser mujeres inspiradoras. Gracias.
Hi, I'm Patricia Gray. I'm a 6th degree from England and I'm a member of the ITF National Association Committee. I'd like to take the opportunity to thank the ITF Women's Committee for the invitation to take part in this event and introduce myself. I've been doing Taekwondo for 39 years now. It all started quite by chance. There was a new class started up at my local gym. I tried it and I've been doing Taekwondo ever since. Of course, when I first started, there were very few women taking part in Taekwondo at all. So I was very fortunate that my club, which is based in the north of England, through my instructor, had close links to clubs in Scotland. So as I was coming up through the colour belt grades, I was fortunate enough to be influenced by very significant female Taekwondo practitioners such as Grandmaster Sheena Sutherland, a hugely influential figure in Taekwondo, and of course Master Julia Cross, who continues to be a hugely influential figure in ITF Taekwondo. And now, of course, we've got far more female practitioners in Taekwondo, particularly in the junior age ranges. But this hasn't seemed to have translated into longevity in Taekwondo. Women start Taekwondo and for various reasons they leave. This is a concern, and I think this is something that we all need to think about. How can we improve those retention rates in ITF Taekwondo for females? There are far fewer female masters in ITF Taekwondo than there should be, in my view. Whilst we can strive to encourage participation in Taekwondo, the tough part is enabling women to stay, to feel valued, to let them know that their voices can be heard in Taekwondo. We need to encourage and foster a sense of equality in Taekwondo. One of the ways to do that, of course, is through participation in the ITF committees. Before I applied for the position on this committee, I had been the Secretary General of ITF England for about 14 years, which was rather a long time. And during that time, I had seen a lot of changes in governance, both in the ITF and in the National Association. So when I had the opportunity to apply, I felt that I did have a particular experience that I could contribute, particularly with regard to the National Association Committee's role in terms of membership and advice regarding governance for national associations. So I would encourage women to take part in committees as often as they can, whether it's in their own national association or on an ITF committee. It can be a very rewarding experience. It can be a little taxing at times, but the more female representation that we have, I feel the more we will have. And I'm thrilled that the ITF Women's Committee is working towards this. And thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you so much for sharing that. And I think it's showing that maybe the global side that we're showing right now may be a little bit intimidating, but if you kind of want to scale it back and start a little bit smaller, your national, you're in your own country, there are just as many opportunities for you to be bringing a change. So thank you so much for bringing that forward. So we're going to move to the next committee, which is the Disciplinary Committee. And as member, we have Sabom Valérie Gingras-Précourt.
Hello, my name is Valérie Gingras-Précourt and I'm a 6th degree black belt. I've been practicing Taekwondo for more than 30 years now, and I still have the same passion and pleasure in doing it and sharing my knowledge. As technical director and head instructor of the Citadel ITF Taekwondo School, I can do it every week, and I like this very much. Over the past few years, I've been also wanted to get involved at different levels to promote ITF Taekwondo. In my practice, I discovered umpiring, which has become a great passion for me too. I am the provincial director of umpires for Quebec in Canada, and also a member of the National Umpire Committee here in Canada. I am a lawyer, and I work as Secretary General and Director of Prevention and Relations with Partners at the Police Ethics Commissioner in Quebec City. This job allows me to put forward my legal skills and work to develop a program to prevent derogatory behavior among peace officers in Quebec. When I was asked to be part of the International Disciplinary Committee, I immediately saw the value of combining what I love about my job, prevention, with my passion for Taekwondo. This committee meets and reviews complaints submitted to it to ensure all activities of ITF and those associated with it are carried out in an ethical manner. Ethics is very important to ITF Taekwondo as they guide not only the practice of our physical techniques, but also the conduct of practitioners outside of the dojang. Respect for values such as integrity and courtesy is essential to maintaining the true spirit of Taekwondo. This creates an environment of trust and mutual respect, thus promoting personal and collective growth. In the management of organizations, ethics are crucial to ensure transparent, fair, and accountable decision-making. Ethical management builds a positive culture based on trust, honesty, and respect for individuals. It helps to prevent conflicts, promote a harmonious working environment, and also ensure the sustainability of our organizations. Thus, both in ITF Taekwondo and in other organizations in the world, ethics is a fundamental pillar for long-term development and success. As a woman, I'm very, very proud to be part of this. Taking one's place as a woman in a most male-dominated environment is key to deconstructing gender barriers and paving the way for a more equal future for everyone. It's not just about standing out, it's about doing it in a positive way, bringing a unique perspective and inspiring other women to do the same. By demonstrating determination, trust, and caring, we create an environment where diversity is valued and where every voice, whether male or female, contributes to enriching the community. By encouraging other women to speak up, to dare, and to believe in their abilities, we build together an inclusive space where equality is not an ideal, but a reality. Getting involved in making the world a better and more inclusive place is essential to create a society where every individual feels respected and valued, regardless of their backgrounds, beliefs, or differences. Every action, no matter how small, has the power to bring about meaningful changes. So by contributing to solidarity initiatives, supporting just causes, and showing empathy for others, we actively participate in eliminating inequalities, which is all Taekwondo is about. Inclusion is also about recognizing the richness of human diversity And by getting involved, we are taking care of everyone and taking a step towards a future where everyone belongs, free to reach their full potential. Thank you.
So thank you so much for sharing all that insight. I think that it is important to show that the reality of life is that we always have conflict, whether it's with your spouse, a friend, or even in professional settings. But there's always a way of seeing the positive if you can focus on common interest. So thank you so much for sharing that. And we're going to move on to the next committee, which is the Development and Communication Committee. And member, we have Sabam Susa Opras Sabo.
Hi everyone. Hola amigos. Ciao tutti. Hello zusammen. Sziasztok, kedves nézőink. This is Zsuzsa from Development and Communication Committee of the ITF Taekwondo Federation. Actually, I'm working for 2 years for this committee, and I was chosen because of my professional background. I'm a designer, a light industry engineer in fashion specialization, and also I have a master's in sport management, and I'm doing now an MBA in marketing. I worked for multinational companies and sport market like Adidas, Cube Bikes, Shimano, Burley, Zumi, and so on. I was the one who introduced Mighty Fist brand to the Hungarian market. And then I was asked from Fujime Hungary to strengthen their brand in here. So I have many experience with branding, sales, and marketing, how we make a brand more visible, more strong, more desired. In my committee, we are working on brand development, making the ITF brand a strong, competitive, desired, modern, and visible sport brand. And also we are managing the communication of ITF, both internal and external, so within the organization and to the outside world. Choosing the right platform to communicate with you is also our duty. So we manage our ITF website. We create the high quality content with the pictures, banners, post articles, and also we are posting to the social media platforms. Event communication, planning, crafting, and executing all the informational and promotional banners, content, visuals, post articles before, during, and after our events like championships, seminars, courses are also our duty. Nurturing collaboration with international media agencies and organizations, and also making sure that other martial art magazines and international media is writing about our tournaments and events. In my team, I'm really blessed to work with such wonderful people. It's fantastic to see how different point of view we have for the things, different background, different experiences, different countries, different culture, but still we have the same love and we share the same values. So like this, we can complement each other, help and support each other, and I guess we can work really good. I'm more on the strategic side, so I'm better to see a big picture and the target point where we want to go and how we can get there. What I like in my role that I feel that I can help the brand to grow, to glow, and that we can make a bigger impact for the federation and for everybody in it. My first bigger work was preparing and find out how we can make some new thing to the World Championships in Finland. Then we prepared and my colleagues executed the World Cup in Argentina last year. And now we are already planning, organizing all the communication plan for the World Championships will be held in Croatia.
Thank you so much for sharing all that information. You know, I have to say that I have been working a lot personally with this committee. They've done so much, especially when we're doing all these online courses and everything that is done online with the ITF. So again, it's kind of a committee that we don't get to see really the work that they do because it's all done behind the scenes. So thank you so much for everything that you do for the ITF.
To our ITF community, President Wheeler, ITF Executive Committee, and to our fellow committee members. It is my honour to stand before you today in the capacity as the chairperson of the ITF Medical and Anti-Doping Committee. Today I'd like to discuss our vital role in promoting the health and well-being of athletes, and as we strive for excellence and equity in our sporting community. The work we do is essential, not only for the present, but also for the future of our sport. The ITF Medical and Anti-Doping Committee serves several critical functions. Primarily, we are responsible for ensuring the health and safety of ITF competitors and athletes while upholding the integrity of sport. And our initiatives aim to prevent injuries through comprehensive reports, guidelines, and educational resources, particularly around the prevalent issue like concussion awareness management, anti-doping risks, and the importance of clean sport. One of our primary goals is to create an environment where athletes can compete safely while having access to the latest knowledge and resources. This is especially important given the unique challenges women face in sports, particularly around the issues of health and oftentimes societal pressures that can impact their performance. We aim to prioritise competitor athletes' welfare, focusing on injury prevention and awareness, timely treatment and injuries. The ITF Taekwondo is compliant under the WADA Signatory Code. A significant amount of work has been done in the fourth quarter of 2024. And the Anti-Doping Committee have had several meetings with WADA and the International Federation Sports. As part of our commitment to clean sport, we conduct education programs on the dangers of doping and the importance of adhering to anti-doping regulations. We also oversee testing protocols that align with WADA regulations and maintaining the integrity of our sport. Research initiatives is an important topic currently in discussion. Much of our documents are rooted in evidence-based practices, ensuring that we are at the cutting edge of sports medicine. Over the past few years, we have implemented several key initiatives. The ITF Medical and Anti-Doping Committee have been involved in the development of several guidelines, documents, and surveillance forms, and as mentioned, involved in the implementation of a comprehensive concussion protocol. Recently, I am proud to say, we've been in discussion with neurologists and sports medicine on how to progress this area. Linking in with experts in this field is crucial. Such protocols emphasise the importance of athletes' education and proper recovery awareness to safeguard long-term athletes' health. And according to the Centre of Disease and Control, the CDC, and echoed by other experts in this field, females have a higher chance of sport-related concussions than male in sports that use the same rules. In preparation for championships, our committee collaborates with the organising committee and the first aid teams prior to events, focusing on ITF tournament policy, concussion protocol, updated SCAT assessments, and additional documents. And we request that the first aid lead and their committee complete training in concussion. We believe this will assist with the reduction of injury incidents. A member of the committee is generally present during our championships to assist troubleshooting any issues that may arise, and we feel this is part of our injury and awareness prevention strategy. In relation to anti-doping, we've established educational campaigns both during championships and outside of championships, aimed at competitors, coaches, and support staff to promote the awareness of doping, its risks and consequences that athletes may face for violations. These initiatives have significantly increased an understanding of compliance across our sport, and we will continue to reinforce this internationally. As we look ahead, our committee is committed to several key objectives. We aim to introduce first aid workshops for umpires and alike. We look forward to contributing to the ITF Women's Book. The Concussion Awareness Training Tool is a series of online education resources addressing concussion recognition, diagnosis, treatment, management, and prevention. This was developed by Dr. Shalina Abul, the Director of the BC Injury Research and Prevention Unit in Vancouver, Canada. These tools, I'm promoted to say, after several meetings, will be branded and adopted for ITF Taekwondo. We aim to increase our testing at championships. We are in discussion with the Athletes Committee on the best way to promote education and other committees alike. We continue to work with the ITF committees and specialists in the area of concussion to develop this very important area. We plan to collect data and conduct analysis in the efforts to understand the mechanism of common injuries athletes and competitors are faced with. On understanding the nature and the causes of common injuries, this will enable the committee to create guidelines and improve the health and safety of our athletes. Findings from research can guide coaches to develop safer and more effective training tools, which will help to minimise the risk of injury and maximise performance. And through analysing injury data, this can contribute to a better understanding of long-term effects of injuries on competitors and athletes. This can influence how athletes are trained and cared for throughout their career, ensuring long-term health and sustainability in sport. Overall, this committee is committed to research and believes it's essential for fostering a healthier environment in ITF Taekwondo, ultimately benefit the competitors and athletes at all levels in their sport. As a chairperson, my experience on the committee has been both rewarding and enlightening. I have witnessed firsthand tremendous impact our decisions have had on the lives of athletes, and I find great value in collaborating with our ITF dedicated team of healthcare professionals and our ITF committee, who are committed to improving the landscape of ITF Taekwondo. I do recognise that our work is never complete. And as the landscape of sports medicine and anti-doping always evolves, we must remain vigilant, adaptable, and proactive in our approach. In closing, I want to reiterate the importance of our collective efforts within the ITF Medical and Anti-Doping Committee as we champion the cause of women in sport. Together, we can pave the way for a future where every female feels empowered, protected, and celebrated in the pursuits of excellence. Thank you for the time, and I look forward to working alongside all of you in our shared mission.
Hello, sisters in Taekwondo, wherever you may be, all around the world. My name is Christine Young, and I'm a 7th degree from New Zealand. I started Taekwondo in 1985 in my hometown, and I've also had the good fortune and pleasure of living and training in England for 9 years. I graded to my 3rd and 4th dan in England, and I currently serve on the ITF Audit, Risk and Compliance Committee. This is the ARCC for short. The reason for me being on this committee is probably because of my professional experience. I have a law degree and an accounting degree, and I've had many senior finance roles in big multinational companies. The work we do on the ARCC is specialized and veers very much towards the technical side. So what you hear in our title, Audit, Risk and Compliance, is pretty much what we do. If you know, you know, and if you don't, I am not going to bore you with the explanation of what it entails on this video. Because what I do want to do is encourage more sisters to step forward and join some of the great ITF committees we have. I know many of you have great experience in your non-Taekwondo lives. You may be medics, engineers, educators, marketers, lawyers, finance professionals, or many other trades. So if you've ever had a desire to serve and volunteer and to meet other great people, to work with them, to instigate and implement cool projects for our ITF, then do please consider coming forward to join one of the ITF committees. If you feel that an ITF committee is too much of a step up to start with, then start with something in your local region or your national country. If you are unsure, a good next step would be to buddy up with a mentor. Now, anyone who is appearing on this International Women's Day video would be an ideal mentor to steer you in the right direction. I want to give a small shout out to Miss Bridget Morris, who is a great role model, an entrepreneur, and just an awesome girl boss who is making this video and many other projects happen as part of the ITF Women's Committee. I've had many senior management roles in my professional career. And in my Taekwondo life, I've not shied away from some of the tough jobs. I've been the New Zealand team coach, the high performance director, and I still do a lot of international umpiring. And I can say that the non-Taekwondo skills of leadership, management, communication are very much transferable from your professional and home life into the Taekwondo field. I hope in future we will see more women take on more leadership roles in Taekwondo. I hope that appointments are based on merit and ability of our skills, such as those that I mentioned, communication, negotiation, leadership, as opposed to a focus on rank. So for things to change, we need more women willing to volunteer. And I would like to say I've enjoyed all the roles that I've volunteered for, and I've always grown and learned from having had those responsibilities. So I wish all the women, whether you are getting into your dough box for the first year or whether it's going on 50 years, wherever you may be in the world, you are part of an international Taekwondo family. I wish you a very happy International Women's Day 2025.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Mi nombre es Andrea, soy cuarto dan de Taekwondo. Vivo en la ciudad de Buenos Aires, República Argentina, donde además doy clases. Practico Taekwondo desde hace más de 20 años y hace más de 10 años me dedico a dar clases a niños pequeños entre 4 y 8 años. La verdad es que para mí es un placer y un privilegio enorme dar clases a niños pequeños. Los veo crecer, los veo desarrollarse, soy parte de ese crecimiento físico, mental y emocional, y si tengo suerte los veo crecer en la vida, terminar la escuela, entrar en la universidad, conseguir un trabajo y formar una familia. La verdad es que es hermoso ser parte de ese crecimiento. Hace poco más de un año soy miembro del Comité de Desarrollo Infantil. El comité se encarga de asesorar a toda la comunidad de taekwondo, a las familias, a los instructores, a los alumnos, acerca de las políticas de educación infantil, cómo encarar la educación del taekwondo, la enseñanza del taekwondo en niños pequeños de 4 a 17 años. También tenemos políticas y estamos trabajando aún más en políticas de protección infantil. Sabemos que este punto es un punto muy delicado, pero también la comunidad debe saber que puede contar con el Comité de Desarrollo Infantil ante cualquier problema de violencia, acoso, bullying en niños pequeños. También estamos trabajando en reglamentación para juegos de habilidades infantiles, porque muchas veces consideramos que hay niños, sobre todo niños entre 4 y 17 años, que nunca han participado de un torneo, que muchas veces tienen miedo de ir a una competencia oficial, y entonces estamos trabajando en un tipo de competencias que puedan adaptarse a niños que nunca han participado de un torneo o a niños menores de 12 años que no conforman la comunidad prejuvenil o juvenil de Taekwondo-ITF. Como miembro del comité yo me encargo de todo lo que es comunicaciones, ¿sí? Tanto sea comunicaciones internas entre los miembros del comité como las comunicaciones entre los miembros de nuestro comité con otros comités y la comunicación de nuestro comité hacia la comunidad, hacia afuera, a través de nuestras redes sociales, Facebook, Instagram y nuestros correos electrónicos. También estamos trabajando para poder proporcionar a toda la comunidad distintos tipos de charlas para poder debatir acerca de diferentes dudas que tengan o problemas en cuanto a la enseñanza del taekwondo en niños pequeños. La verdad es que me encanta formar parte de esta comunidad y los invito a todos a mirar, a investigar nuestras redes sociales y a encontrar material, y no duden en comunicarse con nosotros con lo que necesiten. Les mando un abrazo grande y seguimos en contacto.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Soy Marisol Vicario, de la ciudad de Caleta Olivia, provincia de Santa Cruz, muy al sur de la República Argentina. Agradezco la invitación para expresar estas palabras a través de este video. Les cuento un poquito de mis comienzos dentro del taekwondo. Fueron hace muchos años. A la edad de 5 años empecé con la práctica del taekwondo, siguiendo los pasos de mi hermana Anabel, y luego se sumó mi hermana Pamela, así que somos 3 mujeres taekwondistas en la familia, y luego se sumaron 2 mujeres más, mi sobrina y mi hija, así que se podría decir que somos una familia de mujeres taekwondistas que nos apasiona y amamos lo que hacemos desde el primer momento que lo comenzamos a transitar este camino. Muchas gracias por este video, y me parece tan importante el rol de la mujer dentro del taekwondo y que se potencie nuestra participación. Y desde mi lugar, a través del Comité de Desarrollo Infantil, que hace un poquito más de un año al cual pertenezco, se está trabajando duro y tocando muchos puntos y sobre todo preocupándonos, investigando y queriendo que la información de nuestro trabajo llegue a todo el mundo y a todos aquellos que necesitan estas herramientas para que enseñemos el taekwondo desde un lugar de responsabilidad y desde la información, porque teniendo información se hace más fácil el trabajo. Es muy, ya sea para todas las edades del taekwondo, pero nosotros que tenemos alumnos en esta edad, desde los 4 a los 17 años, trabajar de una manera responsable, y nosotros a través del comité queremos llegar a todos los instructores, a todos los alumnos del mundo, que les guste la enseñanza a través de la forma lúdica, protegiendo y cuidando el cuerpo de ese niño que va a ser adulto en algún momento y tenemos que asegurarnos de que esté cuidado, de que esté sano y de que cuando sea mayor tenga el potencial que está buscando dentro del arte marcial, pero siempre y cuando se lo haya cuidado desde un primer momento que empezar a transitar este camino tan lindo que es el taekwondo. Agradezco mucho esta invitación, me parece que la mujer tiene un rol súper importante dentro del taekwondo y que nos escuchen y podemos alzar nuestra voz y decir lo que pensamos y que seamos respetadas y que se respete nuestro trabajo también es muy importante. Así que bueno, les deseo un muy feliz Día de la Mujer a todas las mujeres del taekwondo y bueno, también desde el comité dejarles el mensaje que se está trabajando de que hay gente muy comprometida y con muchas ganas de trabajar y que toda la información y todo lo que nosotros vayamos construyendo desde el comité va a llegar a todos ustedes y ante cualquier duda o consulta que no tengan ningún temor en consultar a través de todos nuestros canales de información. Así que bueno, les mando un saludo muy grande, un abrazo enorme y espero verlos pronto en algún momento y bueno, y que estemos prontito en contacto. Les mando un saludo grande, muchas gracias por todo.
We're going to finish off this event with the Women's Committee. So thank you so much for joining us. And I am Bridget Morris from the Women's Committee. A little bit about myself. I'm from the US, and we have a school here up in San Jose, California. It's been running for over 20 years. I've been doing Taekwondo for just over 22 years. And throughout my Taekwondo journey, I've been wearing many different hats. I was a competitor and a coach on the US team. I've also was the first woman in the US to be a board member and also to this day the youngest at the age of 27. And some people may also know me as one of the owners of Mighty Fist, which is a brand worldwide, and some of us are wearing our uniforms. And I'm also a member of the Women's Committee, was part of the first committee, and now I'm chair. I'm very honored to have this position. The Women's Committee has been a very active committee, and we've been very public about it, but also we're doing a lot behind the scenes. The Women's Committee has many goals, but at a core, we're here to provide advice to the ITF and its members concerning women, whether it's in activities or their development. And also, we're here to advocate for gender equality and women empowerment through Taekwondo. By providing a safe global environment, we're hoping to increase the presence of women in Taekwondo. We've been achieving this by doing many different events. So our famous has been the super classes. We started this during the pandemic. And this is highlighting incredible, successful women in Taekwondo. We've also organized many physical events like our meet and greets. So sometimes after some events like IICs or tournaments where we get to meet some really high-ranking women playing different roles within the ITF, whether they're umpires, they're coaches, athletes, board members of NAs, or even the global ITF. And in these events, we're creating an opportunity for discussion on topics and issues that either are on a global scale or maybe even local to a specific country. In these meetings, we also get to see the impact that these women have. We've had even parents attend these events. So maybe the parents don't particularly do the Taekwondo, however, their kids do, but they still want to be part of what we're doing because they see the changes have an impact. It's like the ripples. We're also doing events like the one that we're doing right now for International Women's Day, where we get to celebrate women's progress in Taekwondo and showcase how hardworking we are and basically celebrate everything that the advancements that we're also providing with the ITF. Another powerful achievement that we've had is helping the ITF adopt the awareness campaign, so people can start talking about it and also be aware that this is sadly something that is happening. The harassment policy is helping to protect our members from abusive situations, but also providing a safe environment where victims can reach out. Last year, as part of this awareness campaign, we moved into the second phase, which was having a speech presented during the coaches meeting and the umpire meeting before the ITF World Cup in Mar del Plata. And so again, kind of opening the discussion and making it more on a real level. On a global level, we understand that each country has their own unique issues. So we were able to create a guide so national associations can create their own women's committee. We feel as though it's a great opportunity for local people to address issues on a quicker pace. And we're also we always have so much support from the ITF board in everything that we do. Every time we bring a project or an idea like the one that we have today, the ITF has always been very, very supportive in what we do. They see the benefits, but they see the perspective that we bring to our ITF. I feel that they also see that we can really bring people together. The experience that I've had as being a member and now chair of this committee has been incredible. I've met a lot of people, women included, just because of the Mighty Fist business that I've had. But I feel as though this committee has allowed me to understand people on a deeper level and understanding that we all have our own battles. And having the Women's Committee is basically a platform where we can celebrate and talk about things that are us. And then therefore it helps to advance the ITF. We all have our ideas as though for what we think changes we can bring to the ITF for the better. And it's so empowering to hear all of you today talking about what you have done, where you're wanting to see the ITF and the steps that you are actually taking. It's like it's real life opportunity to make a change and impact somebody positively. So I'm actually very grateful to have you all here today. So with this, this concludes our event. I hope you found this session very informative and empowering. If any of the topics discussed today inspired you from any of the committees and you'd like to help, I'm going to leave names and emails in the description box so you can go ahead and reach out and see maybe how you can start. And if maybe the global committees are a little bit intimidating, maybe start with the national level or even at your club level. I want to say a very, very big thank you to all of the women that were here today for your time and your insight and sharing a bit about yourself. I'm very grateful for your support. We all have been doing incredible things individually, as you've seen, but as a team, we can accomplish incredible things. Today is International Women's Day. So from all of us, Happy International Women's Day. Chariot, Chungne, Taekwon.